I messed up. And I want to share with you how I messed up so you don't mess up too if you have to do a hysterectomy.
Well, you won't do your own. Some
Right.
doctor will probably do the hysterectomy.
Exactly. So I had a robotic hysterectomy exactly 14 days ago. This is my 14th day. And last night I really messed up. If you get to have your hysterectomy robotically versus abdominally, where they put a real big slit to get everything out, if you do it robotically, you just got these itty bitties. I have just 4 little incisions, two on one side of my tummy, 1 on the other, and 1 in my belly button. It heals pretty fast, sorta, where you feel like, wow, this isn't so bad, and you start wanting to do more stuff. I wasn't on pain meds anymore. I stopped even ibuprofen 800 after 7 days. Last Friday was my last. I just took 1 ibuprofen 800 for that day, and then I haven't had anything since because I haven't needed it. And that's been such a blessing. I thought, wow, I'm feeling so much better. And the doctor tells you that it takes 6 to 8 weeks to recover.
6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks. And this last week, I've just been feeling so much better. And so I've been doing a little bit more, going places, but not for very long. I know I can't drive for 2 weeks, and so I've not driven, but sometimes a friend will pick me up and take me somewhere for a little bit of time, and then I come home, and I'm feeling great. Well, last night, I got up at 2 in the morning to go to the bathroom and get a drink of water in the kitchen, and I was so tired that when I went back to bed, I didn't think about how I was climbing into bed. Normally, for most of the years of my life, I have kind of a tall bed. And so if this was the bed, I flop on it tummy first, and then swing my legs over, and then roll over and get a nice position, usually on my side, and I fall asleep. But since the surgery, I have to be so careful with my stitches. So usually what I do for the last 12 days, before I screwed up on my 13th day, is I would back up into the bed, and I would sit on it first, and then I'd move my legs over, and I have to sleep on my back. Well, I forgot. I was tired. I've been feeling so good and almost normal. And when I went to the bed, I crawled onto it tummy first, swung my leg over, and then laid on my back because I was like, I'm still not super comfortable sleeping on my side. And I laid on my back. And as I was laying on my back, I thought, my belly button feels wet. And I was thinking, why would that be?
Did I wash? Why?
Yeah, I washed my hands after I went to the bathroom. Did I splatter water onto my tummy? But I was wearing a shirt to bed, my pajamas. So I lifted up my shirt and I put my finger in my belly button, and my belly button had liquid in it, and it was dark. So
What color was it?
Well, the dark, I couldn't tell that it was a color. But I thought, wow, that's a lot of water from washing my hands to have flicked it, and my shirt was dry. So I had to kind of feel around for my cell phone, and I put on my cell phone flashlight, and I saw my finger, and my finger had blood on it. So oh man, stitches must have opened up a little bit when I climbed into bed, and I climbed into bed belly first instead of butt first. So anyway, I didn't want to wake Jeff up, my husband up, because he's gone back to work and he's just been working so hard. I really wanted him to be able to sleep. And so I laid and waited a while and made sure that, if it was gushing out and gushing down the side of my tummy, I would have woken him up and said, you got to take me to the hospital. But it never did. It always just kind of just stayed within my belly button. So when Jeff woke up at about 5:30 in the morning, I told him about it and I asked him to take a peek and to take a picture of it. And he did. And I sent a picture to my mom. She's a retired nurse practitioner, and she lives in a time zone away from me. So it's a 2-hour time difference between her and me. And so I talked with her and we sent her the picture, and she said, yeah, you definitely need to call your doctor's office at 8 in the morning. But since it's not gushing and it's not dripping down your tummy or anything, you could probably wait until your doctor's office opens. And I also did not have a fever, because she asked me that too. Did I have a fever? Was my stomach hot, or was it hot, in the area of my belly button? And it wasn't hot, and it wasn't really painful. It just was a little gooey. And so anyway, I called my doctor's office, and I was really blessed. My doctor's office has a patient portal that when you can do messages back and forth, and they can show you your lab results and all kinds of things in the patient portal. But my gynecologist, his patient portal is extra cool, that you can put attachments in and you can show pictures. And so the nurse at my doctor's office, when I told her that I had pictures from 5:30 in the morning and 7:30 in the morning, and then shortly after chatting with her, that I could send them to her. And so she looked at the pictures and she could tell that it was getting better. It was starting to be more dry. The third picture was more dry. And she told me to shower and put a little bit of soap on my hands and soap it up and rinse it.
Don't scrub it.
But don't scrub. And see what it looks like. And if it's not, if it doesn't get too bloody, then just to put a gauze on there, to cover it up, and to just take it easy today. So
did you take it easy?
I've been taking it easy. And she also said if I get a fever, or if it's
Get it extra red,
or feels hot, call the doctor's office right away. But it didn't do any of those things. But I am now totally understanding that even though you're starting to feel better, and if you have just the little incisions and they look okay, you still have a lot of trauma under that. It's still the same kind of trauma that you'd have even if you have the harder to heal from abdominal one, where they have to put a big cut and pull it out that way versus going out transvaginally. So anyway, no, I'm not done healing, and it really does take 6 to 8 weeks, and you really aren't supposed to lift things that are heavy.
Well, you're not lifting things,
and
right?
I didn't lift anything, but definitely, just making the mistake of getting into bed with my tummy touching the bed was not a good idea. So that's my advice to you. Remember, if you have one of these, if you have a hysterectomy, when you're starting to feel good, but you're not at that 6-week point yet, you really got to be careful, because there is a lot of stuff going on inside, and you don't want to go backwards. So that is my advice for you. If you'd like to see, I've done a video the first 6 days. I did a video each day and talked about what it felt like and that kind of thing. Just check out my playlist on robotic hysterectomies. And if you have type 2 diabetes, I also have a type 2 diabetes playlist. And I take Manjaro for my type 2 diabetes and hopes for weight loss. So if you'd like to check that journey too, you're more than welcome to. And there's other things on this Anchor Moments channel as well. But thank you so much for watching, and good luck. Bye-bye.